up, house? How you living? Me. Welcome. It is Thirsty Thursday. This is our weekly romance oracle reading. I hope that you are doing well. I am. Had a few days off. Had a chance to take a pause, catch my breath, come back to life, catch up around the house, and I've been doing, a lot of filming. I actually just got our 2023 predictions uploaded. I did like the overall overview of the year forecast. And I think over the next few days, I will be doing shorter readings for each month, and I'll throw them in a 2023 playlist that you can have throughout the year. I do them anyway for myself. I used to write notes, but I thought the video form is so much faster. And so I thought, well, if I'm going to do it for myself anyway, I might as well just start doing it for the channel. So I did it last year. We're doing it this year. So the overview for the year is up. I just got it uploaded. I'm doing our Oracle romance reading tonight, and then I'm also going to film our full moon workshop for tomorrow. So it's in the can and edited, and then I'll upload it in the morning. How does that sound? And I'm just going to make sure I didn't drop any cards on the table. No, I did not. Okay, cool. All right, yay. Let's see what we need to know for our love life this week. Before we start pulling cards, subscribe to this channel. Turn on that bell to get notifications for when I upload, because it's always random. I try to upload every day, but depending on my work schedule and depending on my life, I'm an ethereal wisp, I don't know. I do this because I like freedom. So whenever I get around to it, I upload sometime every day. And so if you turn the bell on, you'll get notifications when my videos are up. Oh my goodness. Butterfingers. Are there any cards missing? No, we're all here. Yay. Okay. Let's see, what else? Like this video, comment, emoji, share it, save it, do whatever you can. Any little action that you take on a content creator's video helps that video get out into the algorithm. And I am doing what I can to grow this channel. Check out the description box below. There will be, if you would like to support this channel, there is a link to my PayPal. Also, usually in the description box, there's like an article or a little blurb written that might be different from the video, or there might be links to books I mention or decks that I use. This is the Doreen Virtue deck. If you're finding this somewhere, it was either already purchased and saved in some kind of stock, or it's a bootleg, because I think it's out of print. She denounced the tarot. But her decks are like the most wonderful, and I got all the ones that, oh my god, fucking wedding. Get out of here with this! Card. Yeah, her decks are really awesome. So I don't know. I like to use them for our segment, so we all get to share them. All right, what do we need to know this week? This week for our love lives. So what is going to help us get what we want, like what we really desire? What kind of, depending on what you're looking for, right? You might be looking for time for solitude and for yourself and to reflect and heal. And maybe you're in that phase, but you're like preparing to go into getting more social phase. Maybe you're looking for a relationship right this second. Maybe you're just open to meeting people that are going to be in alignment with good potential for you. So what we're doing is we're pulling cards that will help us meet our individual goals for this week. So what vibe should we embrace to help us have the kind of romantic experience that we want? Separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So you are either going to spend time away from your partner, or a healthy time apart could be a thing. Like if you are in a relationship, chances are, I mean, we're like in cold, cozy season, but people also get cabin fever. And so the thing that kind of snuffs out a relationship is when each partner doesn't have their own like full life, each individual on their own. Like not leading double lives, like separate lives, but like you have all your own shit, you've got your own friends that you like to see, you know, you're independent, you have your own interests, you can entertain yourself, you don't need someone to fill your tank, right? You can spend time by yourself. And your partner does the same. Or you have like an equal like need for time together, right? It matches. But like chances are, at times in a relationship, you just need separation. You need space to breathe. You need space to be able to see your partner from a distance and not so close up. So separation is fine. Separation is healthy. Embrace the separation. If you don't embrace the separation, then it will cause suffering. And sometimes the separation is healthy and it's kind of like a forest fire and it just needs to happen for the good of relationship. It's like when the land lies fallow. You just need space to breathe and to oxygenate, to turn the soil, right? And you come back together and you're more refreshed and you've missed one another and you've had distance to think and long and desire. You can't desire something if it's like always there, right? If you have an overabundance of it. Like you don't desire snacking after you've been to a buffet. Or maybe you do. Because of the spikes in your high fructose corn syrup levels probably. Separation. Also, you may be, like I feel like we've been sort of getting these subplot messages recently that there could be a partner on the horizon, but that we're getting into a more healthy state to be able to sustain healthier relationships. And the more that we get in touch with our like truest authentic self, then we're fine-tuning our pitch. It's like we're tuning ourselves. We're tuning our instrument to what's the truest expression of us. And so the closer we get to like our native pitch or tone or whatever, you know, our resting vibe that's like truest to us, that like brings us to life, that makes us happy, that's challenging enough to keep us expanding but not like beating us down and like exhausting us, you know, it's like this fine balance. When we get there, we can be there in a sustained place, because where we're at, we've built it to where we're just full of love for our life and for what we're doing, and we're energized by it all, right? That's what we're wanting to do, is curate our lives so that we're so like tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Every day feels like fabulous disco, like inside. Like I love thinking of disco as one of my core desired feelings. To me, disco is like upbeat. It is like opulent. It is confident. It is fabulous. It's unstoppable. It is ridiculous, over the top. Like, but it's not going to be moody, drab, feeling sorry for oneself. Disco is the opposite of the pity party. It's opposite of victimized. I mean, there's the dark side of disco, but pretend it was like heaven's version of disco, right? Get into that frame. And so when you're there, when you're so like turned on by your life and everything is a real reflection of what you love to do, what lights you up, what you're really into, you don't feel like you're dreading going to work, you don't like hate the people that you're around all the time, you're not constantly in like some kind of drama. Like once you're in a great state and it's true to you, it's going to be sustainable because you're going to keep doing it, right? It's like, it's not like, it's like a fad diet versus just like figuring out what is a healthy, sustainable, like eating and like activity life for you, you know, in the long run. That's what works, right? So we're learning how to be our true selves, essentially, and to own it and be happy with it and make our lives, you know, an expression of truth and fulfillment. And that doesn't mean that we're going through life being narcissists who want it our way and can never make sacrifices. That's not really it either. But I'm talking about the major things. It's like, don't have a career that doesn't light you up. Don't be with partners that aren't like matching what you're looking for, really. They're not giving you what you want. Like, be willing to walk away from things that don't work. Yeah, don't go along with the crowd just to go along. You know, I mean, live true to you, and don't be afraid to like try new things that you've been interested in. Don't hold yourself back. Like, live out loud, that kind of thing. So yeah, so during the separation, it's like maybe there's someone on the horizon you just haven't met yet, and so you're still in this time of separation, but like maybe your energies are growing closer and closer and closer. So use this time to just really nurture yourself. We're still in the end of the 2022 energy because like cyclically, as far as like the seasons go, it's spring, summer, winter, or fall, winter. And so winter is last. And so we're in the last part of last nature year. Now we're in the death phase. And it's like, well, I thought we've been in the death phase. I mean, like last year was sort of like a whole year of death phase, but like we're the death phase of the death phase. the death phase of the death phase. We're like finishing up dying. And so we've got to get all the rest of it out, all the rest of the toxicity. So this is the great time now to do the rest of the healing, to be more aware of ever than your past patterns and the subconscious things that drive you, right? Get really clear on all these things so you're setting yourself up to have a whole new experience with this next chapter of your romantic life. And if you're within a relationship now, then create the space and a little bit of space to start fresh and to get to know each other again and to like start anew. Children, be like little children, and you know, be playful and have a beginner's mindset. Like kids are so quick to like get over things. They're also like really blunt, and they just like tell it like it is, and they just go after what they want, and they're not like, they don't have all these like hang-ups and stuff. So maybe approach your love life in a more childlike manner that's not so like jaded adult, and then get in touch with your inner child during this time of like solitude or separation. The inner child healing is everything, because this like is your inner child is the one reacting to every emotional situation, and like when things get uncomfortable, the inner child is triggered. Like when it comes to the house and home, the inner child is very involved, especially when it comes to our romantic relationships. The inner child may be terrified of being abandoned. The inner child may be very anxiously attached because of that, or the inner child may be like very like self-defense mode, like self-preservation, distant, detached, what is it called, avoidant because of that. Maybe they had a smothering, controlling parent, so they're very avoidant. So our inner child is really affecting us within our relationships, and it's not like we're super conscious of it when it's happening. It's these subconscious drives, and so until we're aware of them, they're running the show and we have no say. But the more we become aware of what drives us, what compels us to do the things that we do or not do, then we can have more of a choice. We can start building the muscles of self-control where we can slow down and pause and say, okay, that might have been, you know, 1990 me or 83 me that like had that implantation. Well, that would have been like when I was born, but I mean, that could have been, you know, you could have had things at birth. I had a very traumatic birth. I was dropped at birth, and it like gave me like lasting trauma that I've had to tap into recently, and I've been healing, and it's been like, I've had like all of my disassociated anxiety has been gone this year because I had to relive my birth like several times in a hypnotic state doing the 2B magnetic work. I'm not an affiliate, but like I should be because I'm always talking about it, but it really is very effective. So right now, heal the inner child. As things come up, pay attention to what the trigger feels like and what the message is coming through in the trigger. What are the voices saying? And as an adult with some wherewithal and some hindsight and some more compassion with yourself, experience that memory again, but like able to be almost outside of yourself, watching it happen. almost to someone else. And you don't have the same sort of wound inflicted. It's not as powerful, but the thing is, you're heartbroken on behalf of the little you that went through it. But you yourself are protected this time because you've got enough distance from it. You're outside of yourself, so you can show yourself so much more compassion. That's a big breakthrough moment. I've been kind of having like slivers of those for the last week or two. And I think I'm going to talk about that in our full moon workshop with Cancer, because that influence is coming up big time. So heal the inner child. That's what we need to focus on right now. That's going to improve our love life. Also, your love life could be affected by children. That could be that someone else's children are affecting your love life and their ability to connect with you at the moment because their responsibilities to their children. It could be that they are like fixated on whether or not to have children, and they might be worried that you have strong feelings about it that might conflict with theirs. They might think that you're a terrible influence for their children. Just kidding, but you know, whatever. But somehow children are involved, and generally speaking, I like to always interpret this card as doing the inner child work on ourselves. But sometimes for some people, in some instances, there could be literal themes tied into like children being the issue, and maybe like don't take anything too personally, because it may be a subject more to do with like the kids and not anything to do with you. Or having kids together. You know, if you have conflicting values in specific certain like big things for each of you, you know, the person might be reluctant to get involved because if they can't see themselves raising kids with you and they want to have kids, then you know they're probably not gonna pursue. But I think it's, you know, kind of good to get to know someone first before you make any assumptions, because you have no idea really. All right, what else do we need to know that's going to help us in our love life for the rest of this week? Oh, you deserve love. Okay, so the more we heal our inner child, the more we get to the root of those belief systems that were implanted in us at an early age, probably by accident, probably completely like unaware that the person did it, or people, or all these experiences. We just take these traumatic galvanizing moments and our brain makes up a story, and then it installs an operating system to avoid and protect you from that experience again. So part of what happens is that many times there are like these core wounds that it's like there's like this one simple wound statement, and then from there it's like this like tree branches off. It's like, I am this, therefore that. For instance, I am inadequate, therefore my needs don't matter. I am inadequate, therefore I am incapable. I am inadequate, therefore I am unlovable. I am inadequate, therefore I don't belong. You know what I mean? So like you kind of like trace it back to the core belief that creates all the others, you know. But one of those, and then one of the major ones, and this has to do with not just love but every manifestation, is knowing that you are deserving of having anything that your heart desires, like that is in the highest good for you. Anything that is truly meant for you, your heart has the spark of desire that lights up, and you deserve that. It's yours. It's already yours. It's part of you. You're a part of it. It's set aside for you. And it's all about learning how to grow our own self-love and self-worth, and knowing that we deserve something just as much as anybody else. We are worthy too. We deserve to be here. We deserve our seat. You know what I mean? So you know you deserve love. Like, it doesn't matter who you've been, what you've been through, what you've done. Everyone, there's someone for everyone. I'm sure you've seen it. There is someone for everyone. Okay. And last card for the week. Last card. Last stop for love. Free yourself. Free yourself. Liberation. all this time, oh, my card's too far up, and I was like sitting at the table and everything. Liberation has been a huge theme this week. The theme has been like when Abraham left his father's house to start the religion of the God of Abraham, which are all the Abrahamic religions stemmed from Abraham: Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. So we have to free ourselves from the things that have controlled us, that have controlled our consciousness, that have controlled our behaviors, that have controlled our feelings, our perceptions, our thoughts. We have to liberate ourselves from all the insecurities, all the fears, all the limiting beliefs, all the scarcity, all the lack-mindedness, all of the grudges, the unforgiveness, the prejudice, all of the things that are holding us back. We have to liberate ourselves from. We have to liberate ourselves from societal expectations, from familial expectations, from our ego's expectations. It's time to liberate ourselves. This season, this winter season, we can do so much of this liberation work, cutting the cords, calling back our power, cutting the chains, breaking familial curses. It's just putting your consciousness on it and then surrendering to it. And what that means is putting the intention to the universe that you're wanting to like dig through these things, opening yourself up to it. Do a little journaling about it, and it just invites in like these things in your subconscious to come forward. But as these memories come up, just allow yourself to witness them and feel the feelings come through. But you'll notice that this time you're doing it from a more healed place, with more compassion, discernment, understanding. And so you're able to like step outside of yourself and look from outside at yourself as a younger person, almost as a separate person, and think, oh my gosh, I'm so heartbroken for them. Like, oh, that must have been so difficult. And then you can see how you can be as kind to yourself as you would be some other little child, right? But it's like we don't see ourselves that same way. We're just like, we're trying to be tough and carry on and keep on keeping on. And sometimes what needs to happen, the most healing thing that can happen, is just allowing ourselves to be witnessed and heard and seen. And it's really not as cathartic like when we're trying to look for someone else to do that for us. It's really like what needs to happen is that we need to see that. When we keep looking outside of ourselves for others to do it, we're never satiated. So we just keep going from like person to person to person, like therapist, friend, just like, gushing about the same thing over and over because we want to be seen. We want it to matter. But what we don't realize is that it's us that we need it to matter to the most. We are the ones that have to validate us. If we keep looking for it from others, it'll be a never-ending thirst that will never be quenched. Speaking of, I am really thirsty. Oh my gosh, romantic feelings is like one of the cards that kept falling out on the floor. I just never mentioned it. And flirt. So, and then finances and career. So I think we're all just really focused on working and making our bread and lettuce, and that's great. And love and money are connected. Ooh, and me and my friend Tracy were discussing this kind of like insight that came through the TV and work that we're doing. We're doing the manifesting challenge. Lacey and Jessica were in one of the calls and talking. And they were pointing out, like somebody had a question about the connection between love and money, or love and career, both. And me and Tracy were talking about it. We were going back and we're like, oh my gosh, so many realizations. But they were saying that sometimes it seems like your career life is good, but your love life is not. You don't have what you want in your love life, but your money life is okay. And it's like, okay, well, take a look at your career life then. Are you stagnant anywhere? Is it all in alignment? Like, is everything on the up and ups? Do you love being at work? have you gone through a phase where you've gotten like grouchy about it and been a brat about work, and you need to like revamp your attitude and just like get your juices flowing for it again? Like, if you are passionate at work and turned on, and like you're growing and expanding, and you're surrounded by great people, and you feel nurtured, and you feel like you're growing, you're lit up, and you're like, you have purpose, and like it's in alignment, and your authentic like nature is like nurtured by being in it, then that's great. If it's not though, like, you may need to tweak it so that your love life then tweaks too. Same thing for your love life. If you're selling yourself short in your love life, you're probably not demanding your worth at work either. So it was so interesting. And then there was even a moment where we figured out where there was like a job that was being done, but it was being financed through something else. And then that actually had a strange effect on a relationship. And I'll just keep like the details out of it to protect us both. But it was crazy how weird and unrelated and random and specific we got with it. And it was like so crazy. So yeah, I mean, love life is on hold right now anyway. So focus on making sure that you are bringing your best energy to work. And you don't have to like make your passion project your career. You can have like just be satisfied with your job, but focus on the fact that it allows you to pursue your purpose and your passion outside of work, you know, but figure out a way to come to terms and to be growing and expanding and falling in love with your finances and career, making it fun, making it like fun for yourself. I remember one time I took a workshop where this lady was making money, like she was anthropomorphizing money into a lover, and like you would always want to treat money like a lover, like that you would always want to like attract and be kind to and respect and like all this stuff, like you love your money, you know. So yeah, love and money and romantic feelings and flirt. So get all this in order, and then just start nurturing your romantic side and flirting with life and living abundantly in your heart, and what you are, you will attract. So if you're abundant, if you're a liberated, free spirit who believes they deserve love, and you're like happy in what you're doing and you're having fun and you're feeling love for life and passion, then maybe you'll attract some. All right, you guys, I am going to upload this video and then hopefully have the energy to film our full moon workshop for tomorrow. It's always better if I can get ahead of it if I have a work day, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm kind of fading. All right, ciao.